Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Flex and Reflect Sunday Sit Down. This is the weekly video series where I sit down and answer the questions around health, wellness, fitness, strength training, cardio training, mindset, nutrition, and wellness. So let's get stuck into them. I have all the questions on the iPad here. I feel like I'm constantly stuck in an all or nothing cycle with my training and nutrition. How can I break free from this and finally build something sustainable? Well, one of the biggest challenges that we face is what our definition of progress is and how we see ourselves as making progress. Because if we feel like we aren't making progress, then you can feel stuck. And you think, oh, is it the nutrition? Is it the training? Like, what is it, the mindset? What is it that's going on? And the reality is, it's a combination of all of those things. So for me, I like to say I like to simplify things, but in some ways, for a lot of people, you've got to make it a little more complex in what it is that you're doing if you want to achieve this sustainable level of growth, progress, success. I think if you take a step back and say, what is the definition of health that you're after? What are you aiming for ultimately? Because most people they only go surface level. They say, oh, I want to look a certain way. I want to weigh a certain number on the scales. Like, really, does it matter what the number on the scale says if you're strong, you're healthy, you're vibrant, you feel good about yourself, you're happy with the way that you look, you are actually healthy for any test that doctors do, etc. Like, does the number on the scales really matter? And the answer to that is no. And yet, most people only measure their success by that one number. So, honestly, I like to get people to take a step back and sit in front of a computer, write it all down, or like a notebook or something like that, and start with what is it that you want? Like, be very, very clear about that. And I would suggest that if you have less than a dozen points about what it is that you want, then you're not going deep enough. And that's probably one of the big reasons as to why you were stuck, right? So do that first. And then I want you to write down why are the reasons that you want to achieve those dozen or more things. Like, I have 42 reasons why I want to achieve what it is that I want to achieve, right? And I'm very clear about what it is that I want. Like, I can see it in my mind's eyes to what I want to look like. If I'm looking in the mirror, what does that look like? The physical me. What do I want to feel? Think about energy. Think about focus. Think about any test that a doctor can do. So whether that be scans, blood tests, etc. Think about all of those things. I like to also think about my health and wellness being my number one priority. So if yours isn't number one right now, get it to number one. What's stopping you from getting it to number one? I want to think about my continuous growth, my focus, and how it's going to spill over into all the other areas of my life as well. So think about all of those things. Why? Why do you want this? Why are you not clear enough about what it is that you do want? Be crystal clear about both of those things and then commit to it 100%, right? And then some of these other factors will come into play. So then break down your nutrition and say, okay, what does your nutrition really look like? Have you ever worked with someone like me to give you exactly what it is that you know you need to eat every single day to achieve your health and wellness goals? Or are you really only eating maybe four times a day? You're focusing on getting more plant food in or like eating cleanly, but is it actually going to get you to where it is that you want to? Now, most people's eating is not going to get them to where they want to because they either just don't know, don't seek the guidance, don't seek an exact, precise plan as what it is that they need to achieve. The next part is around the training. Again, are you working with somebody that's an authority in the field with a track record like mine that can absolutely guarantee you what it is that you're going to be able to achieve through a structured program? And most people just turn up to the gym and they're just working out. Like, I do a leg workout, today being Sunday. It's my favorite workout of the week. And every single week I must progress. I must. What does that mean? I need to lift heavier on every single exercise that I do. Most people don't have that mindset when they're going into the gym. They don't know what it is that they're necessarily doing when they go in until they get there and they say, all right, I'll do this. Oh, feeling a little bit off today. So yeah, I'll do a little bit less here and maybe I'll do this instead, etc. There's no structure. And so when it comes to the mental toughness side of pushing yourself to achieve more, you tend not to. You say, nah, it's all right. At least I showed up. It's better than not showing up. But what if you could be way more precise on it, telling you exactly the supplements that you need to buy, the ones that you need to consume on a daily basis, exactly how much sleep you need to be getting, exactly how much water you need to be drinking. So, to see what I mean, now we're at a level of complexity that is going to make you unstoppable. So, most people don't go that deep. So, my suggestion is you to do that, write it down. Don't just say, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll have a think about it. I can't think and remember of 42 reasons as to why I do what I do. I could have a go, but am I going to get the 42? No. Why? Because I haven't written them down. Well, I have, but I can't think of 42. You've got to write them down so one goes to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. It's how our minds work. It slows it down when you write it down and you see it and your brain's thinking about it more clearly as opposed to just saying it. And so you need to get to that depth. If you want this as badly as you want to breathe, then you must do this work. It's as simple as that. You can't avoid it, right? And it starts to then lock you in for this level of success that you've never had before. It's really powerful. So it's a good question. Why do I struggle to stay motivated after initial excitement of starting a new fitness or nutrition plan wears off? Exactly what I just said, right? This is an easy one to answer. Just go back to what I just said. You have not gone deep enough in terms of what you want and why you want it. It's as simple as that. Next question. How do high performers manage to stay consistent with their health and mindset when life gets chaotic and stressful? Exactly what I just said, right? The people that are most successful in this space have done this work. They know what they want, right, in all areas of their life. And they have this unbelievable energy and work ethic to never ever stop. Like for me, for instance, I will never stop what I'm doing because I know how clear I am as to what my health and wellness and everything means to me. I will never stop because it's the foundation for everything that I do. It's just foundational. Every single thing that I do. It gives me the energy. If I don't have energy, I'm dead. If I've got optimum or maximum energy for me, then I can do whatever I want. And now I bring focus into it because I've got all this energy. I could be going running all over the place, right? But no, I want to be focused. So what am I going to focus on? Well, that comes back to what's important to me. So my health and wellness, my fitness, it's about being strong. It's about being injury free, pain free. It's about being focused, right? All those things are really important. And like the list goes on, like I said, I got 42 things. Uh, but then with the focus, now it's about attaching work ethic to that as well. So I've got energy, I'm focusing, and I'm unrelenting. So I just keep going. I keep working because I've got this unstoppable mindset. And now I'm growing as well, right? If I'm growing, I can't help you with that. But I can help you with that. We just keep on going. We keep on going and growing and moving to that next level, that next level, that next level, that next level. Life never gets boring, right? Most people are not thinking about their health and wellness in the other areas of their life in terms of this. This is the foundations for my success, right? I've been doing it for 37 years now. And it's completely changed how I approach everything in life. If I don't have this foundation, I'm not growing. If I don't keep challenging my own health and wellness and my strength and the things that I want, then I don't grow, I don't change, I don't become more successful, not just in the health and wellness space, but in terms of being a coach for people, being the best version for me, my daughter, other people in my life. I'm not the best version. So if you can start to see how I've spoken about this before, imagine you've got a glass in the center of a table, and the glass represents your health and wellness. And around the table, sitting flat on the table, are all the other areas of your life. But this glass is your number one priority. So we fill it up. If it's half full, then fantastic. It's good, but it's not great. Now we keep filling it up and we get to the top. Great, we're still good. but it's not yet having an impact on the other areas of our life. Now we just have a like a tap continuously pouring into it. And guess what? That glass, the water falls out and it flows over. Now it's flowing out to the other areas of our life as well. Right? Why? Because we've got the energy, right? We've got the focus, we've got the growth, and we're now just moving it from, all right, well, I'm growing my body, I'm growing my health, I feel fantastic, my self-image is improving, my self-confidence is improving, my health is improving, energy, all of those things are improving. I'm starting to grow myself, and you'll find that, well, now I want to take that over to this part of my life as well, and it just spills out more and more, and people will see you showing up differently because you're showing up differently for yourself, right? And I think it's a really beautiful way to think about putting all your focus into your health and wellness and making it your number one priority. I'm not talking about making it a 20-hour a week proposition for you. I don't do that. My workouts, I do 3 strength sessions a week and they're about 45 minutes. That's it, right? And I get out and walk. I get my 10,000 steps a day in. Sometimes it's a structured walk. I might go for a 5 kilometer walk. It might take me about an hour. And the rest of the day, it's just incidental walking around the home and in the studio and everything, because I've got a very busy life and I want to get on and do those other things. I use the weekends like today to set my meals up for the week ahead, because the if I don't do that, then I'm just going to go for other options in the house because I need to eat. So I need to make sure that I've done the work to set that up. Why am I going to do that? Because I come back to my goals and why they're so important and getting that foundation right so I can have success in other areas of my life. So once you start to connect all of these things, you will find that success is just a given. But you've got to do the work to understand what you want, why you want it, and you've just got to be really, really consistent. So these are the things that the high performers do. They realize that there is no wealth without health, right? And then it's finding the things that really help them achieve that. Now, I could work with any of the high performers and, excuse me, and improve them, but they at least have a mindset of they know they need to do strength work. They know they need to do some cardio work. They know they need to eat better. Are they all doing it great? No. Like I see people that are in that high performance space, but they could still do better. It's just that they know that they need to work on it. They're just not prepared to go to that extra level, or they're just not sure exactly what it is that they need to do. So if you're watching this, come to me. Last question. I'm trying to get in better shape, but I feel overwhelmed by conflicting advice on social media. How can I cut through the noise and know what's actually right for me? Well, the easiest thing is to come and see someone like me, because it is a very confusing space. And social media, there are so many advertisements out there. And let's face it, they're either selling a supplement, they're selling a program, and it is very confusing. And like, say you get to my age, and then you'll see this person that is obviously on steroids, and like they might be like in their 60s or whatever. They've got huge muscles and everything, and say, hey, you just need to do this one thing. It's like, yeah, they're not telling you that they're taking steroids and what other growth hormones or whatever else they're telling you. It doesn't mean that their program doesn't have some benefits, but you know that they're not living their healthiest life because they're cheating it, right? So, and at some point, they're going to have some health issues from that. And you look at some other programs, particularly in the female space, and you'll see an influencer that is doing all this work on their butt, and this is what you need to do. But you don't know that they're actually wearing temporary silicon butt implants, or I mean, the ones that you put in, under on top of the skin, not like surgery ones, or they're telling you that they're doing something because they're selling a particular product, or they're just trying to make out that they are a certain way to try and get a following. And so you need to really question yourself, okay, well, is that sustainable? Is that realistic? Is it healthy? And so for me, a lot of these things just don't pass the health test, and that needs to be the number one. Is it healthy? Right? So for instance, if you are excluding major food groups, right? It is going to fail for you, and it's not long-term healthy. This is why I don't like keto. I don't like intermittent fasting. I don't like, well, I say these with some exceptions. Paleo, things like this that they're not sustainable for most. Now, under medical supervision, these might be okay in some instances, but for the general population that say, oh, wow, people are saying that they lost this and this and this, I say, no, it's not healthy or sustainable for you. So don't do it. Don't even start it. And so when you work with someone like me that is comes from a focus of making it healthy and sustainable for the rest of your life, I teach you principles right from the beginning that you can sustain forever. Not like, okay, let's just do this for 4 weeks and then you can go back to what you were doing before, or hopefully you'll pick up some new principles along the way or some new motivation to stick with it. It's like, no, let's do what you can do right from day one, right? And it must be healthy, it must be sustainable because I want to make myself obsolete to you so that you don't need to use me forever, but you can come back for inspiration and all that kind of stuff. And perhaps it's a high performance plan and that kind of thing. I do kind of 3 levels of that. Uh, but I want to give you the principles, the skills, the knowledge so that you can do this forever, right? And be healthy and strong forever, which is why I love it when I have, say, kids that come with their parents, or you've got young adults that just want to improve themselves and they want to do it in a healthy way. Wanting to know the technique as well. There are so many videos online that I see people just trying to lift, particularly men, but I see it with women too, lift really heavy weights, particularly deadlifts and squats, really bad form. They will injure themselves at some point. It's not healthy. It's like just go back to a bar and just get the technique spot on. I'm very, very big on getting that right because we need to keep you safe. EIOZPT.com.au. If you go there, you'll see there's some blue tabs.